between Scrimsion and KTthecreeper. So these two are squaring off, I think, in Group A. Yeah, it's Group A. Scrimsion already has a win over Super Big Kmart, and now looking for a chance to go 2-0 versus KTthecreeper. KTthecreeper has not had a run yet in this tournament, but one thing I will say is Scrimsion just got a brand new keyboard, and he's not quite used to it, so that could be the opening KTthecreeper needs here.
Ah, I see. Some inside information. Some inside information that I might have, but I'm not sure. Maybe my memory doesn't serve me correctly, but I think the last time that we saw KTthecreeper, his setup was literally a camera pointed at a TV. So cool to see that he's updated to video capture here. We can still see that he's playing on a real NES.
That's right, and KTthecreeper and Scrimsion are both in 1-2 Creeper with the shell kick. Scrimsion going full on any percent strats. Let's watch the pipe jumps here. Takes a death, and that is an early lead for KTthecreeper. I wonder if the new keyboard came into play there.
Yeah, one thing is, I feel like I'm saying every race that's like, we see a lot of people taking the early power-ups, and I talk about how difficult 1-2 is to do small. That is exactly the kind of reason that I'm talking about there. Those pipe jumps are just so difficult and so risky to bust out in races.
Definitely, and KTthecreeper got a fireworks celebration in 1-3. Scrimsion, meanwhile, also getting a fireworks celebration, if I saw correctly. There's a little bit of lag there. Scrimsion's stream has some lag, and he does get 6 fireworks, so that is going to cost him around 3 seconds there.
Yeah, there may have been a scream accompanying the stream there for a moment. And fireworks for KT also. He got the 3 on the timer. So we're talking about fireworks here. If you don't know, so if you end the level with either a 3 or a 6 on the ones digit of your timer, you get 3 or 6 fireworks. And we like to avoid those when we're speedrunning, just because they just simply waste time. You can also get 1 firework for a 1 on the timer. However, that does not waste any time.
Yeah, and we are up to 12 fireworks between them. This isn't a 144 fireworks speedrun. That's for July 4th, coming up in a little bit. But KTthecreeper is through World 1. Scrimsion, we're going to see what strategy he goes for here. Setting up the small fire Mario glitch.
And he nails it. So we are seeing more small fire Mario. So if you did not see our last race a bit ago, what happens is if you hit Bowser and the axe on the same frame, the game registers that you're hit and it takes your hit points down to vulnerable Mario without actually making Mario small, though. So now you're vulnerable big Mario, and you can collect a super mushroom, which actually then makes you small. And
Scrimsion takes a hit again.
Yeah, so we can see it's super weird there. When he gets hit, he actually becomes large Mario, and if he gets hit large, he will take a death, which any death during the small fire glitch does reset you back to normal status. So yeah, super interesting glitch going on. And if Scrimson finishes setting it up here, what we'll see is that you can actually get firepower this way and be small fire Mario.
Yep, exactly. So both runners are going to be small in 2-2, but they're a different kind of small from each other. So KTthecreeper is regular small Mario. If he takes a hit, he will die. Scrimsion is big small Mario. I don't know what to call it. Small, not vulnerable Mario. But if Scrimsion were to take a hit, Scrimsion would not die. Scrimsion would turn into big Mario.
Yeah, I already used up the name Biggie Smalls for when you're big Mario that's vulnerable, so I'm not sure what to call this one.
I guess Smalley Biggs is the only option.
Now it's just confusing.
KT through 2-2, Scrimsion about halfway through 2-2. So far, no issues there, and Scrimsion, I'm sure, will be grabbing the Fire Flower in 2-3 to be back into the small fire Mario state.
All right, so KTthecreeper, I'm interested that the small only strats that we've been seeing today. I feel like we've seen that a little bit more today than I'm used to. So I love to see it. I think small only is a really cool way to run the game.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Scrimsion coming to the power up, dodging some cheeps and taking a hit. So he grabs the Fire Flower, but because he took the hit, the Fire Flower basically acts as just a mushroom. It just integer up your power up counter. Oh, man, I can't speak English on that, but based off those increment up, that's what I was trying to look for. Your power up counter. So because he had a power up counter of 0, grabbing the fire flower moved it to 1, which is essentially like grabbing a mushroom, but it turned him from big to small because of the state he's in. This is wild.
Yeah, so KT makes it through level 2-4 here, while Scrimsion is just kind of getting into 2-4, and he does it. He sets up the small fire, so here we see it on full display here. The benefits of going through the work to setting this up, which is small Mario, but you're able to shoot fireballs. Super cool to see.
Yeah, and a really nice fire kill there from Scrimsion. KTthecreeper, meanwhile, coming up to the stairs, has to be careful. Koopas and avoids them, gets a 337. 347 is optimal, so that's about 10 in-game seconds. We'll see if Scrimsion can make up those 10 in-game seconds here.
Yeah, those were excellent dodges there on the staircase, and it's really cool just the way that like just the difference in strategies where, as I was talking about before, usually you see firepower is generally preferred in these races due to the time that it saves you on Bowser's. But if you get really well versed in small only, and you just never slow down, never take any hits, that can end up being a better strategy for you, since you don't have to spend time collecting power-ups after getting hit and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so we saw KT take a death, and that closed the gap back up. KT with a small lead on the stairs in 3-2. Scrimsion coming up to the Thank You Goofy spot, and he does the Thank You Goofy strategy where you shoot fireballs in tune to the music. That is, the despawn strategy wasn't found by Goofy, but he found a way to do it like right in line with the music. That is really nice, so that you can make sure you hit the right Koopas to despawn a Goomba there in front of the stairs.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard to forget to do it when you think of it that way. So we are all eternally grateful to Goofy Chocobo.
Alrighty, KT through 3-3, Scrimsion about to go through 3-3, and both of these runners I assume will be trying to play the Potaboos safe because they have no idea what patterns they're going to get here.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Potaboos in 3-4. Oh wow, KT read that really fast and jumped right under that Potaboo since he got a high one, and then we'll see how he goes on the rest of these. Little bit more, took the rest of them just a little bit safer.
And Scrimsion takes a hit to that Potaboo. I was watching. Oh, dodges the firebar barely. Oh, it takes another hit. I was watching KT, so I didn't see if Scrimsion went for the big full jump strat off that first ledge, which usually works, but there can be a really high bad Potaboo. And Scrimsion did take a hit, grabbed the mushroom to power up, but then took another hit. So Scrimsion going to have to power up once again. He is big, vulnerable Mario. There is a comfortable power up to grab at the beginning of 4-1, but not amazingly comfortable because Lakitu is still throwing Spinies.
Yeah, the Spinies make this super tough to grab power-ups, so, especially because one little mechanic that a lot of people might not know about is that Lakitu will always throw a Spiny the moment that you pick up a power-up. No matter where he is on his usual Spiny throwing, if we watch right as this gets grabbed, boom, it's Lakitu throws a Spiny just as that happens. So it clutters up the screen very quickly.
I was a little surprised Scrimsion went for that power-up because it is one of the slower ones to get, but he did it super fast and cleanly, so really nicely done. And KTthecreeper did a backward bump there. I thought that was an any % strategy for a moment, but going up top, not actually taking the wrong warp here.
Yeah, it's really interesting also to me that that Scrimsion has been such a powerful in going for all of these power-ups, where as in like usually when you become big small fire, for a lot of people their seconds are numbered at that point, you know, where having the big Mario hitbox and instant death is just such a precarious situation that you end up seeing a death and then the small fire glitch is over. But he is while maintaining having some difficulty maintaining firepower, he has maintained small fire all the way through halfway through World 4 here, so that's really cool. Yeah,
and KT through 4-3, Scrimsion blasting his way through the double Koopa section there at the start of 4-3, and not getting that jump there. I'm really wondering if this keyboard is causing Scrimsion some issues. A little bit of some hiccups there that I think are a little bit out of character for a top-level player like Scrimsion. We just saw Scrimsion in the chase for the world record for Super Mario Bros. 2 The Lost Levels on the 80% category. So Scrimsion, one of the best players in the world at all forms of SMB.
Yeah, very interesting. And KTthecreeper just went a little bit early on that firebar. It wasn't able to, he didn't give it time to spin down. And that actually put Scrimsion in the lead here, since that was in the middle of in the middle of the level, and there's no checkpoints in this level. So yeah, that swings it right over.
That is indeed a lead change. So we've had I guess our first real lead change because Scrimsion was behind for the most part from the start, especially going with the small fire strat, whereas KT was going small only. So KT dodging this time in 4-4 and getting through, but this was the first real lead change, and now Scrimsion assumes his first lead in this matchup.
Yeah, nice Bowser dodge from KTthecreeper the second time, though, getting through the Bowser that time. I mean, it was pretty close, but he had to wait for the firebar. Bowser was coming down, but he knew he had just enough time to get under there, so that was really good awareness there.
And KTthecreeper refilling lives in 5-1 with the intentional game over. Meanwhile, Scrimsion had a moment in 5-1 that I think maybe got subtly missed there. Kind of what happened with Rupert earlier, where Rupert shot a fireball that went through the piranha plant's teeth, but didn't actually kill the piranha plant. Scrimsion had the exact same thing happen in 5-1, but he had enough awareness to recognize that and held his jump longer to get over the piranha plant instead of falling into the piranha plant. So nice awareness by Scrimsion there, and now he's into 5-3.
For sure. I think one thing that's understated a lot of the time during these races is how difficult all of these piranha plant snipes are. Because one thing that you very clearly notice about this game is the way that players are able to sort of jump through the top of a piranha plant. And it seems like that would just make the game easier, the fact that you can kind of, the top of their hitbox isn't really a thing. But the double-edged sword of it is that if you try to shoot a fireball at piranha plants, you need to hit them dead on in the stem. Otherwise, it's very easy to bounce a fireball right over the piranha plants. So each and every one of those snipes that players do is more precise than it looks.
No doubt, and Scrimsion challenging the Potaboos there at the end, got through him, and nicely done, and very good Bowser kill. Meanwhile, we're watching KT with a couple of good bullet bill dodges, and I should mention, KTthecreeper is on PB pace here. We might get back-to-back PBs. KTthecreeper's current PB is a 45:37, at least as submitted on speedrun.com, so really nice run for KT going.
Yeah. Compared to that, right, he's cruising. And then Scrimson is just one level ahead here in 6-1. 6-1 is a pretty comfortable cruising level, almost similar to 4-1, if you already have your firepower, which can be very difficult to maintain through 5-4. So great job there. KTthecreeper makes it through 5-4. He is also on 6-1. And even though he's not fired up, he also gets the comfortable run through if he decides to maintain the small-only strats.
Yeah, definitely. I think KT will be doing the small-only strats as has happened this whole race so far. And through World 5, in 13 minutes, that's excellent for KT. And once again, the PB that KTthecreeper has was set 2 years ago. So this is maybe a long time in the making if this would actually be a PB. I don't know if KT has actually had a better time since then, but hey, at least as far as we're concerned, and got it. Okay, so KT got a 27 off stream, but in official time, this could potentially be a PB. But KT still on pace to beat that 27-minute time as well. Oh
yeah, this is big time ahead of 27 pace for sure. Not to put too much pressure on KT right now, but you're killing it, dude.
KT definitely watching the restream, and Scrimsion meanwhile through 6-3 into 6-4. 6-4 is a rehash of 1-4, except more Potaboos and firebars and all that stuff. We'll watch Scrimsion take the beginning of this under the Potaboo, gonna wait, and then wait for the firebar and go. That'll set up these firebars nicely through the rest of this hallway.
All right, and with 6-4 Bowser coming up here, we see a forward jumping Bowser. very quick read from Scrimsion there, runs right under the Bowser and shoots him from behind. Super optimal. One interesting thing about the World 6 Bowser also is that the amount of hammers that he throws is a little cumbersome for the game, let's say, and can cause a lot of lag frames. And he got through with pretty minimal lag there as well, so that was excellent.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that the top runners are even routing out of their Warpless runs for PB attempts is routing out lag. So trying to find frame rules that minimize the amount of lag if they get there on the optimal paces they want to be on. That's how crazy this category is getting. We're in sub-19 territory for a couple runners. So yeah, category's just going crazy. And Scrimsion into 6-2, KTthecreeper into 6-4. Waiting on that first Potaboo, getting under the fire bar. Well done.
Wow, and he even got through. Oh my gosh, so a pretty bad pattern later, but man, the dodges on those first two fire bars were super sick. Scrimson making it through 7-2 with his firepower here. Very crucial moment to keep your firepower since the game gets very, very stingy with power-ups in the next few levels here. And it's pretty important to keep your firepower into World 8. Just so... Oh my gosh! Oh, that was a really high swimming cheap that he just slipped by. And that blooper at the end.
Well done, Scrimsion. That was amazing stuff. I think Scrimsion's really settled in at this point as KT, unfortunately, tries to go to the top in the Hammer Bro, throwing a hammer there. We'll have to see what strategy KT does here. I think going to take, looking for the intentional death to refill those lives. But Scrimsion with a really nice swim. And now in 7-3, which is a rehash of 2-3, hitting that Koopa there. And looking clean at this point, and like I said, a whole lot more comfortable at this point, I think, in the run.
Yeah, and I'd like to say too, with the hammer kill on KT there, that was a super brutal hammer placement. Where if he had one more frame, he could have jumped over it, but it really hit him the frame that he landed there. So there was kind of no chance with where he was landing.
Yeah, hammers have really weird hitboxes as well. They're kind of to the top left, so if you go through the bottom right of a hammer, you can actually basically just go through it. But the top left, sometimes there's weird situations where you'll be standing above into the left of a hammer, and it won't even look like it's touched you, and it killed you.
They also throw them backwards, like nail puller first. So I mean, that's just a low blow. That's just mean.
Oh! Scrimsion thought he got the Bowser kill, but he didn't, and Bowser didn't come far enough forward on the axe, so Scrimsion will take the hit, and he's in maybe the worst possible state here for 8-1, big, vulnerable Mario. This is where Mario, if he takes a hit as a big Mario, will die. I wonder if Scrimsion would almost consider an intentional death here. He's not, but...
Yeah, I was thinking
the
same thing.
Go to the small Mario state.
Yeah, so, this might actually be the first time I have ever seen Biggie Smalls 8-1 strats. Oh! And the hidden block ends up getting it so that he wasn't able to jump over that Koopa. And so here he is back. So now the small fire glitch has been, what do you say? I can't think of the word.
Eliminated.
Yes. We're back to normal Marioing on Scrimsion's side. And there's the Koopa bop that he was looking for.
He hit the hidden block again, so that hidden block causing him a little bit of troubles. Gonna wait here, not take the pipe jump. I think that's a wise decision at this stage. Just get through, but taking a bonk on the stairs as well. So Scrimsion doing some safe strategies, but he will get through the end of 8-1 if he gets on the stairs. Yep, with a 193 and going to grab some fireworks.
Yep. So on to 8-2 for Scrimsion, another one of the more treacherous levels in the game. I mean, World 8 is just it's a gauntlet between just not only the difficult platforming, but also the lack of checkpoints and the very scarce power-ups. Just super rough world. It looks like he's taking a safety mushroom in 8-2 here, which I totally agree with in races. Grabbing safety for this section of 8-2 here with the Koopas and Bullet Bills, as well as having that safety going into 8-3, I think is a really wise move.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm a big proponent of not watching your opponent, but that's definitely one spot where I'd love to know where my opponent is, so I know what I need to do in 8-2 and 8-3 as far as power-ups are concerned. But that's like the one situation where I want to know where my opponent is.
Yep, I feel you exactly. All right, so Scrimsion does take a hit on the first set of Hammer Bros there, so he's grabbing another bulletproof vest here for the next set. Gets right over those, so now this is beautiful. He's able to have one hit to spare. Drop kicks the first Hammer Bro over the second, third, and fourth. They all let him by relatively nicely, and he's on to the final level of the game. While KTthecreeper makes it through the first level of World 8 here, and he looks to be making good progress there.
Yeah, this is still PB potential for KTthecreeper, so hopefully we get that sub 27. Scrimsion, meanwhile, into the first room of 8-4 as regular Big Mario, not Biggie Smalls Big Mario. And coming up to the wall jump, he'll do the 2-frame setup where you don't press B until you fall off that first pipe. Got it! And going into the turnaround room.
Yep. Nails the turnaround, just a slightly faster way to get through that section instead of going to the next pipe, which is intended. If you scroll the screen just far enough, the game will let you through. And, oh, beautiful duck swimming on this water section. Until that second to last fire bar. Yikes. So now he's got to come through here and get through this next section of the game, or the very last room without getting hit. But, oh, very quick read on Bowser there. Scrimsion makes it through with a 21-02.
Meanwhile, KTthecreeper has 1 life left, so this power-up, or not power-up, but 1-up is very important to grab. Get that second life and give yourself another chance at PB. So let's all root on KTthecreeper here. 2 lives now, and looking to make his way through the end of 8-2.
Yeah, we've got PB potential here, as you said, and it's a good idea to grab that life because... At this point, it takes a little while to, wait for the 1-up to slide all the way over, but that's a lot less time than replaying 8-1.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'll switch the audio here over to KTthecreeper. Scrimsion, if you want, you're more than welcome to come in for an interview if you have the opportunity. But a 21-02 taking the win, and looking at the group, that is Scrimsion's second win here. Scrimsion taking the win over Super Big Kmart, and now a win over KTthecreeper as well to move to 2-0 with 1 match remaining versus one of the top runners in Warpless, ZZZPC, one of our Japanese friends.
All right, so KT coming to the second set of bros there. I'm becoming speechless here. Third Hammer Bro, fourth. Oh my gosh. All right, so he's passed all the Hammer Bros. 8-3 is one of the scariest levels to do small, just to the amount of terrible things that those Hammer Bros can throw at you. And now he moves on to the final level. Let's see how he handles it. 2 lives to go. Small only.
All right, first room. Got through the stairs, taking it nice and safe.
Oh, but he jumped too early. So yeah, that is a super, super tight jump. You really only have a few pixels to make that jump that way. You can usually just drop straight down onto the moving platform below you and jump off that. But honestly, I forget that it's there every single time. And just go for the big jump. Ooh.
And... not getting the jump onto the Goombas there. Gonna have to continue code back into 8-1, and it is still PB possible, but it is gonna be very tight at this point. KT's gonna have to power through. If you think about any percent, right, it's a 5-minute run approximately if you play like perfectly, and that still includes 1-1 and 1-2 and 4-1 and 4-2. So there still is opportunity PB here, but it is a very narrow window.
Yeah, he'll have to play, well, the way that he's playing right now, he'll have to maintain this pace for the rest of the run here. And yeah, those Goombas at the start of 8-4, honestly, I mean, it doesn't matter how many runs I do, that jump every single time, I'm afraid of landing in front of the Goombas or between them. It's super easy to get hit by those guys.
Yeah, and Scrimsion we have in the waiting room, more than welcome to come up at any point in time here, but... Yeah, KT the Creeper. Even if KT doesn't PB, this would be really, really good to just get so close to your PB. So we're definitely pulling for KT here. We do have Scrimsion here, and Scrimmy 21:02 per your live split time. I know the start was a little bit rough. Was it nerves? Was it the new keyboard? And just tell us about your run.
A little bit of both. I would say. As soon as I died in 1-2 from the pipe jumps, the rest of me just kind of got thrown off. It was kind of a combination of everything that you just said. I took damage so many times in the earlier worlds, had to pick up power up a couple of times. But after 4-1, I think I got back into the swing of things and switched back to... In my opinion, I think the rest of the race was pretty smooth.
I just have to throw in, so what just happened to KT is a really kind of tricky mechanic in this game where when you D-wing a Koopa, when it lands on the ground, it tends to turn to face your direction. Or pretty much any time that an enemy or a Koopa drops off of a ledge, when it lands, it turns to face you and walks at you. And that did not give him the space that he needed to make that jump there.
This is why I love commentating with Dash, because he thinks of amazing terms like de-winging a Koopa. Biggie Smalls, let's go.
All
So,
right,
Scrimsion
out of 8-2 here. Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh no, you're good. Scrimsion, you moved to 2-0 in your group here, and wins over Super Big Kmart and KT the Creeper. You have one more match in the group stage with ZZZPC. How do you feel about that one?
Little intimidated. He is a really good racer, from what I've heard. He's incredibly consistent at his strats.
All right, and KT dealing with those winged Koopas once again, and coming up to the gets a troll bill. Would have hit him if he was in that safe spot there. So nice dodge, and now we'll make their way to 8-3.
Yeah, makes it through 8-2 with the 1-up grab again. So we've got 8-3 with 2 Marios here. Hopefully he makes it through again in one shot to carry the extra life over to 8-4 again. But that dastardly Koopa at the start of 8-3 lands right on him. So he's got one more shot here at 8-3. The tricky thing about that Koopa is that you don't really want to land on him because it slows you down. You don't have enough time to jump on the cannon after that. You also don't want to jump just behind him because then the cannon can shoot you. So it's just, it's tough to get through that guy.
Yeah, it really is. And KT, unfortunately, taking a death to the Hammer Bros there, gave him the bottom and middle pattern, which can be tough to deal with, and unfortunately costing him a game over. So back to 8-1. Scrimsion, you also got to participate in Chase for the Record just about a week ago, a little under a week ago. So you've had a lot of restreaming experience recently. First of all, again, congrats on the win, but talk about what it's like performing in front of so many people, especially world record attempts.
That was a new experience for me. I was really excited and a little intimidated to do Chase for the Record, especially since I was doing attempts against 3 very skilled people, and I was definitely the underdog out of the 4 of us. But once I got used to it and just thought of it as just more attempts at the game, I got the feel for it and had a lot of fun.
Yeah, you performed really well. You had a PB pace, a 7:56 pace run all the way to the end of 8-1, which is within 1 second of world record at the time. You were definitely on a good 7:56 pace there. Are you gonna keep grinding 2J? Are you gonna do some Warpless or SMB 180%? Or what are your plans going forward here?
I would really like to keep doing SMB 2J. It's my goal to get 756 right now, and then potentially on to 755. And I also do want to keep doing Warpless, but I'm going to put that as like a side to SMB 2J. And any percent, maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
you want to improve my 456?
Yeah, you do have a 456 and SMB 190%, which is, you know, a really amazing goal time to get. If you get the 756, that would be the fourth member of the double 56 club. So certainly a good goal to get there.
That would be pretty cool.
Oh, and see, so just as I was talking about last time KT was at 8-3 here, if you jump behind the Koopa and then jump again, there's a chance that this cannon can shoot you, and it's just, it's so brutal. I want to say, like, if you're pixel perfect, you might be able to make it every time, but it's just difficult to expect out of anybody. I've seen some people use firepower to shoot the Koopa before they land, but that not only requires firepower, but it's also really precise.
All right, and KT is past the Hammer Bros. Now just needs to climb these stairs and get back into 8-4. All right, into 8-4. I think it's 2 lives left if what I saw. We're going to wait for this screen to flip over here. 2 lives left in 8-4. Let's go, KT.
Yep, with the, once again, with the 1-up grab in 8-2. So he was actually going for 3 lives in 8-4 this time, taking the 1-up early. But then, yeah, the one death in 8-3 brought him back down. But that's still 2 attempts. Made it past the first room this time. Here we're in the second room here with the warp pipe that's suspended up here where you need to reveal this block to get down. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and KT had the swag triple Goomba stomp at the start of the first room. Getting the wrong warp, avoiding any bad cheeps. We're into the water section, second to last room. Main thing here, don't get caught by a firebar, and then on to the last room. So 1 more room to go for KT.
That was like exactly the right number of pixels for the turnaround also. I think if he was 1 pixel less far, he wouldn't have, he would have looped the castle.
Forward Bowser
gets under it. Beautiful 31-16 for KT.
Yeah, get your GGs out in chat for KT. Not too far off of the PB time there of 27 minutes. So really, really good run for KT. Having a shot at PB into 8-4 at one point is a really strong run. Just World 8 being a World 8 sometimes. That happens, but nice run for KT. A nice run for Scrimsion as well. Yeah, that was a solid run by both runners.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching it. Now, one thing that I don't think... oh, wait, never mind. We did talk about it. I just forgot. So, I'm not seeing KT coming up into the commentary booth here yet. But while we see whether that happens, we can say that there are more Mario races coming up very soon. Was this the last one tonight, though? I need to double-check the schedule here.
Yeah, last one tonight. Tomorrow, Sunday... June 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, noon Mountain, 11 a.m. Pacific. Got Bad App 1 versus The Call. And at the exact same time, Xerox Fiend is going to be part of another double dipper there with Xerox Fiend versus Stelxino in some Group E action. That is the group that I am in. But I do want to say, in that group, of course, Xerox Fiend is 0-1, 50% Gaming is 1-0. Stelxino has yet to race, and some idiot named Takate is yet to race. In the other one, we've got, like I said, we have Bad App versus The Call. Bad App is 1-1 right now, taking a win over LK and a loss to Jeremy. So that's an important match there. The Call, this will be his first match in the tournament, and I think The Call made the Final Four last year and maybe even 2 years ago as well. So The Call, a very strong runner.
Yeah, he is super good. That is a stacked group. I've hadn't heard all of the names in that group yet, but geez, that is rough competition.
No doubt. And I do see KT here. So KT, if you want to come on up into the interview room, more than welcome. And we do have KT, KTthecreeper. How are you doing? I wanted to say that was very, very close to being the sub 27 and maybe even being sub 25 at that point. I can't
hear you guys because of where my draft. I got to grab headphones.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you just take 1 minute to do that. Let us know when you're in. And until that comes up, what else is on just the SpeedGaming network right now? I saw some.
Give me a sec. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem. So right now on the SpeedGaming network, we have.
I can hear you guys now.
All right, we do have KT. Let's go. So KT, really nice run. You had a chance at a PB in the 8-4. Didn't quite work out, but I think you got to be pretty pleased with at least a PB shot that late in the game. KT, you still here?
All right, we may have further technical difficulties, perhaps with Discord settings or whatnot.
Yeah, we had heard KT there for a moment, and
Crap.
do you hear us, KT?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you just fine. So I was saying, you had a PB shot going into 8-4. Unfortunately, didn't work out, but at least you got really far into the run with a chance. Got to feel good about that.
Yeah, I'm not an 80% runner, so I'm really bad at World.
Yeah, certainly. World 8 is one of the toughest things, and that is usually something that tends to come up a lot in races, especially when people have small only strats like you're running, KT, where you can really see
Okay.
if there are issues in
My computer was being really stupid, and so now my phone shouldn't be stupid. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We were just saying what you were saying about World 8, it's definitely something that does come up in races a lot, where you can see like a lot of any percent experience, especially in small only strats.
Yeah, I didn't practice World 8 before the run. I practiced all the other stuff. I thought I'd just be able to play World 8 safe and then not die, but clearly 8-4 kind of caught up on me.
Oh,
And
it
HG
yeah.
did too. The stupid Koopas, the Paracoopas.
Yeah,
But it was a
happens.
really good
Those
run
winged
though.
Koopas.
Otherwise, up until World 8.
Oh yeah, you had a very strong run, and the good news is you have a couple more opportunities in this tournament to throw down a PB in the tournament. You've got a match with Super Big Kmart and with ZZZ still to come. So yeah, hopefully you're able to grab a PB. Do you know what your official PB time is? I know you said you had a 27 something offline.
It's like a 45-37, I want to say, that I got like right before the 2018 tournament.
Oh yeah, and then you got a 27 something offline.
Yeah, and then I got a 31-16 right now. So hopefully tomorrow when my race against ZZZ, I'll get around 23 is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I would say that the way that you were playing most of this race, I think that kind of run is totally in the cards for you very, very soon if you do some more runs.
Yeah, I'll definitely be practicing between now and then.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And don't feel too bad about what 8-3 can do to you, because I mean, I have had so many runs that have been on PB pace, and then I'll just straight up game over in World 8 or in 8-3 specifically. Even.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
very
as
tough.
Scared of 8-3 as others are. Like the Hammer Bros didn't really give me trouble except that one time where I was like under the bridge and the other guy jumped on me. But like 8-3, I can get through pretty easily if I get good patterns. But I'm not as scared of it, and I'm not worried about it.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, you did great.
My last Warpless race, I game over twice in 8-3. The Hammer Bros just did not like me. Sometimes they're nice, sometimes they're not. It really all depends on frame rates.
That is the RNG gauntlet, and I do want to say we were about to talk about the speed gaming things that are going on here when KT hopped up. We do have a whole host of stuff going on. There's the No Kid Hungry Marathon going on the main Speed Gaming channel, twitch.tv/speedgaming. There's all sorts of things. SMB 3 Rando going on right now on 5. On 6, there's Link to the Past. Coming up at 7 p.m. there's more Zelda 1 randomizer on Speed Gaming 3. So all sorts of stuff going on. Check out all of the twitch.tv/speedgaming channels 1 through 6. as well as in several other languages as well. So again, thank you to SpeedGaming for partnering with us on this. More races tomorrow. We mentioned Bad App in the Call and Xerox and Thuxino at 2 p.m. 8 p.m. tomorrow, London B415 versus the legend Neomech. Let's see if Neomech can PB again. And then KT the Creeper has, as you mentioned, your next match tomorrow versus ZZZ. So we'll see if you can get another shot at PB there. And throughout the week, we will have more action coming to you. So we are going to wrap it up here. We got just a couple minutes before the top of the hour. So just wanted to say GG to both you, Scrimsion, and you, KT. And Dash, thank you again for the wonderful commentary and some new vocabulary I've learned.
Thanks everybody for watching. Of course, you know that I always think that's the most important part is thanks for watching and being a part of the community.
Alrighty, that's gonna wrap it up. We will catch you all tomorrow. GG's to the runners, and have a great night, everyone. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.